And we've been joined by Coach Charlie Strong from Louisville. As we said, the Cardinals were in action yesterday, beating Ohio 49-7. This week, Louisville's at home again against Eastern Kentucky this Saturday at Papa John's Cardinal Stadium. The game will be a noon start on ESPN3. And as we mentioned earlier, Louisville quarterback Teddy Bridgewater is the American Athletic Conference Offensive Player of the Week, and linebacker Preston Brown was named to the weekly honor roll. Coach, thanks for joining us on the call this week. If you could take a minute to wrap up yesterday's game against Ohio, and then tell us what you're looking forward to back at home against Eastern Kentucky on Saturday, please.
Just very pleased with our first game, just the way we went out and performed. You always like to get that first game out of the way so you can just see what you need to improve on. Had a lot of penalties early, and we have to really improve on just getting better, just being staying focused with our penalties. You look at offensively, Teddy had 5 touchdown throws. Receivers did a great job of catching the ball. Offensive line did a great job of blocking, and our running backs ran hard. And then on defense, we didn't give up the big play. They had a runner last year rushed for over 1,600 yards, held him to probably 40 yards or less. And then our special teams, just overall very pleased, just as a football team, how we went out and competed. Eastern Kentucky is coming off of a win over Robert Morris, have a home game, knowing it's a noon game, and we have a short week for preparation. But we're going to have to get the weekend, we're going to have to press our players and make sure we don't lose our focus, and then just get knowing this with our mindset, knowing who we have to go play, and just getting them prepared and ready to go.
We'll take questions for Coach Charlie Strong. Please hit *1 on your telephone to join the queue, and then the operator will introduce you. And we can go right ahead with the first question, please.
Our first question comes from C.L. Brown with the Louisville Courier-Journal.
Hey, Charlie. I was just wondering, after you watched the film of the game, how the offensive line graded out, especially the first-time starters, Chris Acosta and Abraham Garcia.
Well, I haven't met with the offense yet. We came in this morning, great. I've been with the defense. I'm going to get with the offense as soon as I get off this conference call. But just knowing this, I haven't spoken with the offensive line coach. I think he's very pleased with just the way the guys played there. And when we only gave up 1 sack, we were able to rush the ball, and we protected the quarterback.
And Jamon Brown, I know he went to the locker room early. I was wondering if there was anything else to that, or is he fine?
No, Jamon's fine. We came out of the game yesterday with no serious injuries, but Jamon's fine.
All right, thanks, Coach.
We'll take our next question from Jody Demling with CardinalAuthority.com.
Hey, Coach, you talked about the penalties, and a lot of them were early. Was it first game? Do you attribute that to first game, or was it a little bit of the focus? I mean, kind of how do you address that?
Well, you just had to get better and just make sure that guys stay focused. And with the procedure penalty, there's no reason for that. And then you look at I think we had a face mask penalty on the kickoff return, our kickoff team. And we just can't have foolish penalties, and especially on offense when they end up stopping the drive.
And the other thing is, I think you played 3 true freshmen, 2 of those guys on defense. Did you have a chance to look and see how those 2 linebackers, Hearns and Casey, played, and were you pleased with their performance in the first time?
Well, it's just they played in a cleanup role, and so it's still hard to just judge when you like to get them in earlier, but we didn't. But there's only 3 freshmen. You're right, Hearns and Kelsey and Quick on offense. So we did get their opportunities, and then we'll try to get them in earlier in the games. It just depends on how the game goes.
Thanks, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll take our next question from Brandon Folsom with SaturdayBlitz.com.
So I was wondering how Teddy's handling the hype around this Heisman, and if there's been any distractions, and how the program handle those distractions if there are there.
Well, Teddy's handling it well, and there's no distractions at all. And you look at Teddy, that's why I said earlier he didn't need a campaign for the Heisman. I told him, I said, well, the way social media is these days, you don't have to promote yourself because everyone else that will do it for you. But he's just going to let his work speak for itself like he did on Saturday, and I don't see him being distracted at all.
Thanks, Charlie.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, that's *1 on your touch-tone telephone. If you do have a question for the coach, *1 at this time, please. We'll go next to Gary Graves with the Associated Press.
Good morning, Charlie.
Good morning, Gary.
Yeah.
I know it's hard to complain about a game where you outgained an opponent 615 to 273, but when you look at both sides of the ball, are there any areas where you feel like that there's room for improvement, especially going into a game like this?
Well, Gary, you have to improve, and you can never stay the same, and there's a ton of room for improvement. You know, I think about on offense, just execution, and you know, we had some drop balls, but still, though, just the tempo of the game. We need to get up on the ball. A lot of times when Teddy was end up making the checks, you know, 6 or 7 seconds left, and we kind of was rushing. We kind of just you know, never got in rhythm where we just need to get up to the line of scrimmage. And then defensively, it's just executing the call. We had a couple of times where we called a defense and we didn't execute the call. In special teams, we got to still do a better job of just covering. But we can always improve. In a game like this, you really, you know, a lot of times people think, hey, they play so good that where can they improve? But it's improvement there, and it can be done.
Do you think that there's some more things that your secondary could have done better after yesterday? I mean, they got an interception, but is that an area where you'd really like to see more turnovers created?
Well, you saw 2 deep balls thrown, and our guys didn't get their eyes back around, and then we got an interference call. Then we had a couple of, I think we dropped 3 interceptions. You know, we got our hands on the balls, and we dropped 3 of them. But even with we had a cover 2 call one time, they converted an outcut, which should never be converted on a cover 2. So we can improve in the secondary.
All right. Thanks, Sean.
Thank you.
And do we have any other questions for Coach Strong, please? Coach, we thank you for your time this week. Look forward to talking to you again next Monday.
Thank you.
All right, and as you said, that's Louisville against Eastern Kentucky at Papa John's Cardinal Stadium, Saturday at noon on ESPN3.